It's Bondzee Live. Trippin With Bondzee on YouTube. It's Bondzee. How are you? It's Bondzee Live, Trippin With Bondzee on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. We're live, Hamilton, Ontario. It's episode 223. Listen, make sure you go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, Trippin With Bondzee. Lots of other great stuff coming up on there too. And then some old videos, all of my trip from last year too in the United States, which was pretty awesome. All right, tonight on the show, got a great show lined up for you. Firefighter, he's here. You guys have been asking for him. He's a little older than I got in trouble today. He's a great guy nonetheless. You got to check him out. He's got some great stories. His name is John Falcon. He's a beauty. Never met a camera and a microphone he didn't like. So he'll have some great stories for us. Looking forward to talking to that guy. We are also going to get into my son, Brad Bonds. I teased this last week or last show. He's got a brand new song out, video for a song that he did. It's called Easy Money. The video is awesome. So he went to a trip last summer in Greece, Italy. Bunch of kids, bus trip. They were supposed to do it grade 12, COVID. You know the whole story. So they got to do it last summer. Anyways, he had the time of his life. He performed on a bus in front of like 40 kids, and they all went nuts. And then he performed in Toronto at an open mic. Anyways, he put this whole video together. It's really awesome. I think you're going to love it. That's coming up a little later. And then we're going to talk, there's rumors swirling around like crazy that Putin's dead. We're going to get into that a little bit. Not a whole lot. It's not my full jam on the show, but it's pretty interesting stuff, and I'm all about supporting Ukraine. We'll also talk Alec Baldwin, charged today after 15 months. Took quite a while. Anyways, double count of involuntary manslaughter. We'll get into all that. The other lady on set was also charged. We'll get into all that as well. All right. Sponsors. Oh, I'm flying solo tonight, by the way, and unless you can't tell. And I'm nervous. I don't even know why I'm nervous. I'm a little stoned. I'm 10 days sober. Okay. So, yeah, it's actually been easier than I thought it really would be. I'm going to check the comments here because I'm on my own. Kel B, thanks for joining. She said Tamara messaged me, and I was excited then disappointed. Oh, come on. He's a handsome fella. He's married, though. But listen, I told you, I told Tamara, we got younger ones coming up in the future, so don't you go getting all upset. Definitely still smoking the old weed, but not drinking booze anymore. 10 days sober. I'm pretty proud of that. It's the longest it's been in a couple of years. So we'll pat on the back for Bondzee. But we got many more days to go. It's one day at a time. And it honestly has been a lot easier than I thought it would be. So here we go. And I've even been to a couple bars. Took my kids out last night because Ty's going to California on Sunday, and Brad's going to Toronto for a couple of months. So we won't get to see them as much. And so I took them out for dinner. My sister-in-law came. She had a couple pints. Not a bit. It didn't even bother me. It looked delicious. I'm not going to lie. And beer's not even my jam, but it sure looked good. But old Bondzarelli's sticking to it. 10 days in. So there we go. All right. Show's brought to you by Shakespeare's Fine Dining. Folks, you got to go check them out. If you ever happen to be in the Hamilton area, you got to go and check out Shakespeare's Fine Dining. It's one of a kind. They've been in business for 50 years now. It's the best food that you'll ever have, hands down. The steak, scallops are Sarge's favorite. The steak and lobster is my favorite. It's a go-to. Their Caesar salad's off the charts. And anything you order, really, it's going to come out amazing. Mr. Pudiano's been there 53 years. I think they've been at this. So, congratulations to them. Happy 80th birthday to Mrs. Pudiano, too. She's obviously the one in charge there. She wears the pants. So, happy 80th birthday to her. Folks, make sure you make a reservation for this place, okay? All the stars go there. They might not need a reservation as much as you do, but call 905-528-0689 or go to www.shakespeares.ca. All right, moving on. We got my boy here. Where is it? There it is, right there. Show's also sponsored by Above Your Service. Folks, this is a not-for-profit organization. It's veteran-based and caters to healing and health and wellness, which is super important, as we all know, for soldiers, for everybody, really. And my guy, Bryce Hooper, does such an amazing job. He's a former vet that started this, and he's fully dedicated to helping others out. You can go support them. Go to their Facebook page, hit that like button or subscribe, whatever it is. Please help out any way you can. If you can donate some money, that would be awesome. It's Above Your Service. All right. Next week. Oh, great news on the Seaman Lady, Jewelry Lady front. She will be joining us next Thursday. So busy tonight, short notice. I had COVID in the family in the house, I guess, and it's been a little bit of a nightmarish case over there. So she is going to join us next Thursday. I have questions. You have questions. She's going to answer them all. She's not afraid. She's an awesome. I had a great chat with her today, so I'm really looking forward to having her on the show next Thursday. Next Thursday is also Jesse Camacho, Canadian actor from the Lock and Key TV series. Also, a wicked movie called Bandits, and he's made an appearance on Kids in the Hall as well. So he's awesome. Can't wait to have him on the show. That's my guy right there. He's a beauty. Can't wait to have a chat with him next Thursday. And then on Tuesday, it's the guitarist from the Glorious Sons, Chris Koster. He's got a brand new single out called Spaceman. It's super awesome. Can't wait. You should definitely go check it out on YouTube. Really looking forward to having this beauty on. I've been waiting a while to get him on, and boy, he's a wicked guitarist. And you should see and hear him do some of his covers on YouTube. So go to his YouTube channel, check it out. It's Chris Koster, Koster with a K. All right. What else? I was so nervous about doing the farewell to Pat last week. I really did forget a couple of things. And I just wanted, first and foremost, I forgot what was the most important is to thank you. All the people that took the time to reach out. I got so many messages, phone calls from people around the world, not even just my friends that I know who knew I was going through a tough time with this and that, but people that I didn't even know, but they knew Pat, whether it was through the military, whether it was through yoga. He knew people around the world and people loved him. And it was really awesome for people to reach out. They shared some stories, photos, videos, phone calls. It really was special. It's sad that it took my best friend dying to bring so many amazing people together, including old high school friends that I saw at the funeral, at the viewing. Anyways, I just wanted to thank everybody again for reaching out. It really meant a lot to me and helped me get through the tough times for sure. But onwards and upwards, as Patty would say. I can hear now, shut the fuck up, Bondzee, and move on. All right, let's get to a couple news stories. These were pretty huge stories that broke sort of yesterday. Alec Baldwin, I think it was today, came down 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter in the death of Helena Hutchins on the movie set of Rust. Do you remember that? It was 15 months ago. Man, how time flies, eh? It's amazing that it took 15 months for them to be charged. I mean, there's been cases that have been way more important than this higher up in the U.S. Government and stuff that didn't even take 15 months. So sort of seems weird in the grand scheme of things. But hey, after 15 months, they charged him and Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, the armorer for the onset of the film. And she's also charged 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. The district attorney, who's in New Mexico, her name's Mary Carmack Altwise, announced that announced these charges today in Hutchins' tragic death, which it really is tragic. Super sad. I mean, who knew that there'd be a bullet in the gun? I guess it just wasn't supposed to be. Who knew you'd go to set as a camera person and get shot? It's pretty wild, but it happened. She said, the district attorney for New Mexico, she said, if Baldwin is convicted, which he can see him being happening. She said he could face the maximum sentence, which is 18 months in prison in New Mexico, which is sort of mind blowing. I just can't see any good coming of Alec Baldwin or even the other lady, what's her name, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, going to prison for this. It's not going to bring her back. I don't think the family would get any justice out of Alec Baldwin going to prison for 18 months or 12 months or 9 months, whatever it would be. I think the charges are correct. It's involuntary manslaughter. It was due to negligence, stupidity, maybe laziness, carelessness. It doesn't matter. Maybe all 3. But at the end of the day, she's gone. She's not coming back. Probably just charge him. And it is what it is. We move on. Because like I said, nobody can benefit from this. It's super sad. Helena Hutchins and her loved ones, I don't think they'll ever get justice, really. It's just one of those crazy, weird, unfortunate events that will probably never see proper justice in the grand scheme of things. Because even if Baldwin goes to jail, is that justice? Really, in the grand scheme of things? I don't know. Sad situation for sure. But yeah, anyways, guilty for sure. Probably not even time served. I mean, it's just, what do you call that? Suspended sentence, I guess you would track it up to, right? Chalk it up to. Sad, tragic event nonetheless. I sure hope the movie's a good movie for the sake of everybody involved in this. It sure would suck for her to die on a shitty movie set, right? So anyways, I don't know. Are you going to go see it? I'm not sure I will. maybe just because. We'll see. Danielle says, thanks for watching, Danielle, tuning in. The family settled civilly first, my understanding. Okay, yeah, I really didn't delve too much into the story other than just the charges have been laid, what's involved in these charges, and really is there going to be justice served at the end of the day, even if he's found guilty and even if ultimately sent to prison, which I just don't see happening. All right. Rumors are swirling in Ukraine, thanks to President Volodymyr Zelensky. He's been saying for a couple of days now that he highly doubts that Putin's still alive. He said it right now. I don't understand who I'm really talking to. I'm not sure whether the president of Russia is still alive. It's a pretty heavy statement coming from the president of Ukraine, who is in full at war with that asshole Putin. I hope he's dead. Listen, I know that sounds harsh, but I really don't wish or hate to wish death upon anybody, but kind of a different circumstance. No. Anyways, other rumors are swirling around that Putin has been very sick, and in the past 2 weeks has had two different surgeries to try and keep him alive. And other rumors are swirling that the guy that we've been seeing and making appearances is a body double. This is all mostly being reported by metro.co.uk. Take it for what it's worth. I guess they've been following this for quite some right from the get-go. But there really is no concrete evidence that he's dead or alive, really, like the real guy's alive. So the Kremlin cronies, the belief out there is the Kremlin cronies are eager to cover it up because they want to stay in power and let everybody think that he's alive. It's a pretty wild situation, if you ask me. He was there was rumors that he was already dead a while ago. Turns out he wasn't. Same with that other idiot in North Korea. I can't even remember his name because I don't really care to. Fat roly-poly guy is all I remember him by. Anyways, he was supposed to be dead too at one point, and it turns out he wasn't. And that whole body double came into play. So these days, who really knows? It is what it is. The only thing I really hope that all this, I don't care whether he's dead or alive. I hope he comes to his senses if he's alive. And if he's dead, I just hope this war can come to a sensible and quick end, because it's enough, man. It's been going on for way too long. And the people of Ukraine certainly don't deserve to go through the absolute hell that they're going through. Like it's just not pretty over there. You know what I mean? So anyways, let's hope this loser's dead and gone. And if he's not, hopefully somebody can smack some sense into him sooner than rather than later. All right. I'm still waiting for the guest to join in. I told him 9:15, 9:20. So why don't we get to, I'd love to play you this song. Promised it. I know I think he's watching. It's Easy Money. It's my son's newest video. I think you'll love it. I love it. Here it goes.
Let's go. And they didn't believe me, and now I'm doing everything that as a kid I was dreaming. I ain't going to a party, I spend my evening, never needed nobody, and by myself getting stoned. Here from the West now I'm leaving the planet. I'm antisocial, but I'm popular, they don't understand it. Aiming for the moon, if I miss the stars when I land it. I don't fuck with nobody, and by myself getting richer. So the next time that they see me, I know they asking for pictures. Yeah, I'll take it, and I bet that I'll throw up a middle finger. So I'm saying fuck you to the face. Every time they look at it, always knew I make it, so now look at who's laughing. I'm always moving forward, you rushing and lose traction. That bitch broke my heart, I moved past it. A shot get at the start, just doing magic. Spending my time alone, I don't have friends. Mama gave me everything because she never had it. My dad showed me places I could never have imagined. I took myself to levels that I bet you never pass, and it's tragic. Brad Bond going hard, ain't no time for lagging. Whole team winning, yeah, I said it so it happened. Now the sidekick, who can say that I'm enlightened? Half pound of weed, cause I like to get high, man. If you got a joint roll, I suggest you light it. Smoking on the patio, I'm hoping they don't mind it. Blazing at the hotel room, I pay to find it. We ain't riding coach no more, we flying private. Fucking diamond chain, I want property on the island. If I said I didn't think that I'd make it, then I'd be lying. If I never do make it, then fuck it, at least I tried. I'll be damned if my ass is working a 9 to 5. Cause a man like me can't have time for money. If you can't control your energy, then get away from me. If I have an enemy, it's simply cause they envy me. I find it funny how they used to diss, now they wanna be like me. Get used to it, if you looking up the same day. High school, I was non-existent. Frequently, bitches weren't talking in, now they wanna freak with me. Moved to LA, now the hometown sixes easily. Trying to stack this money up greedily. Get me a whip with a button with a key should be. Gravestone gonna read this kid was a G. End of story. Thank you all for listening. Don't trip, you're fine.
It's my boy. Hold on, I got to stop this video. There we go. Love to play that song for you, but copyrights and all. And right on cue. So anyways, that's Brad Bond. That's my son. Super proud of him. Him and my other son, they've got a ton of new music coming out. My oldest son's leaving for California again on Sunday, back to LA. He'll be shooting some videos. Actually, he's going to be doing some performances down there as well. So I'm really looking forward to sharing what they got coming up, because they are on fire in 2023. That's Brad Bond's new song. Go check him out on YouTube. It's called Easy Money. Right on. All right. Next, coming up right now, I'm just going to get to my notes. There we go. Without further ado, I'd like to bring on my guest tonight. His name is John Falcon. Johnny Falcon, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Gregor. Good.
Look how handsome you are. Look, full head of hair. You got me beating the hair department by a mile.
Well, it's coming down a bit, buddy. I'm losing a bit of it.
Wow, you're looking great. Listen, I really appreciate you taking the time to join me on Trippin With Bondzee. How's things up in Aurelia?
Well, it's not too bad. The weather's been good lately. A lot of rain, a little bit of freezing rain, and just got the Bruins on tonight. I'm sitting here in the Bruins den, as you can see.
Yeah.
Great Bruins den, right?
You love hockey. You're a huge Bruins fan. Where did the love of the Bruins come from?
Well, it started when I was a little boy, but then later in my teen years, I got to work at Bobby Orr Sports Camp. So
Oh, wow.
I got the pleasure there for 2 seasons, and just became a bigger fan than ever. So
Yeah, nice.
never left.
Yeah, perfect. That's hockey's a big part of your life. You're still playing, yeah?
Well, I'm 70 in May, and I play 3 times a week.
Wow-wee.
Yeah,
Wow-wee.
I still play a couple tournaments too. So yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Still skating circles around Norm and scoring goals on Murph like it's your job, right?
Those guys, I leave them in the dust.
Couple of plugs. Well,
Yeah.
listen, I had a request for firefighters on, and the girls are always bugging me. And I thought, well, let's start at the top with the kingpin, the grandfather of them all, the best of the best, and we'll work our way down to the younger bucks later on. It's funny because you didn't even start out as a career in firefighting. Well, let's go right back to the beginning. You went to Sheridan College, where you were a pretty big deal there.
Actually,
right?
the reason why I went to Sheridan College was because the hockey team was called the Bruins.
Yeah, really? Is that why you chose them?
So I get down there and I go to training camp and I make the team. So we play our first exhibition game and pull out the sweaters with blue and white.
No
I
way.
said, what the heck's this? I thought you're the Bruins. Well, we are the Bruins, but we're blue and white. So I almost left. I was so upset, but I stayed.
Well, they're still called the Bruins. But yeah, you went on to have an amazing career, hockey career, sports career at Sheridan. And you were also the president of student president, correct?
Actually, yeah. The 1977 was my best year there. Well, my other 2 years were great years. We had great hockey teams. But I was student president, athlete of the year, first Ontario All-Star, first All-Star team for national team, and I was an All-Canadian.
Wow.
And the year. So I had an incredible year that year. I led the team in scoring. There's the picture of it.
That's amazing. Look at some of the dusters on those boys and haircuts. Good Lord.
Yeah, the goalie there, the goalie with the beard and the long hair, I'm up above him.
Okay.
Hair down to the shoulders. Hey?
Wow. Look at you go. That's awesome. I got another one here too. I think I thought I had another hockey picture, but I guess I forgot to put it in. Anyways, let's get so hockey career went great there. You're now a Hall of Famer there, right? Sheridan College?
I was inducted with the team, our 1977 team that went to the national finals. And then I got inducted personally in 2013.
Wow, that's amazing. Congrats on that.
Yeah, two-time inductee. So I'm just waiting for the third time.
So you get out of Sheridan College back then. Had a great hockey career there, and you went into corrections. Am I right?
I worked in correction for 10 years. I played some senior A hockey and intermediate hockey after that. But after before I went to Sheridan, I actually went over to Scotland and played in a semi-pro league there when I was 19 years old.
Okay.
And I came back home and then decided to go to school, went to Sheridan, went into corrections. And I left corrections after 10 years. It was just wasn't the job for me. It was a very dangerous.
Yeah,
Wasn't.
I've got friends in the gig, and it can be very dangerous for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so I got to jump back for 1 second to
Yes.
19 years old in Scotland playing semi-pro hockey. That must have been a pretty fun year for you.
Well, actually, I went over there with a holiday with my mother, but I knew they had hockey there. So I took my skates and my gloves. There's two things as a hockey player. You got to have your own gloves. You got to have your own skates. So I watched this team play. They're called the Five Flyers, and they're playing a league game. So after the game, I went down and knocked on the door, and I asked to talk to the coach. And coach came out, and I said, I'm so-and-so from Canada. You know, I played a little bit of junior A, some junior B. I said, I'd like to try out for your team. He goes, well, you can't try out for the top team. You got to try out for our B team, our lower team. I said, okay, fine, no problem. He said, what do you need? I said, I need everything but skates and gloves. So I went for practice the next morning, played that night, scored 5 goals. He says, I think you can play for our top team. So I played there 3 months. And
Nice.
Yeah, it was good. It was a lot of fun. 19 years old, just a kid, right?
Yeah, just having fun. Why not?
Yeah,
so after corrections, you get out of there, and you're not even in firefighting yet. At this point, you go into sales, right?
Yeah, I went into sales with Duracell. With Duracell for 10 years. I was a top salesman in Canada 5 years in a row. So I had a good career with those with Duracell. And then I left Duracell and went into another battery company and moved back to Aurelia because I was out of town for a while. And then I decided at the ripe old age of 48 years old to become a firefighter.
That's crazy.
So I walked into the room. There was 30 guys, 29 plus me. And there wasn't one guy above 26 years old.
Wow.
And the chief at that time said, what are you doing here?
Did you get picked on a lot?
I got picked on. I said, I want to be a firefighter. I'm going to write the exam. I'm going to do the physical. And I flew through everything.
You were a volunteer leading up to that, correct? And then at 48, you decide that's what you want.
No, I was not. I became.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, at 48 years old, that's
when you decided.
The oldest guy ever hired on the Aurelia Fire Department.
Yeah, that's an incredible feat. It just goes to show you. So why the change? And was there something did you have a history of like in your family of firefighters, or
no?
Why all of a sudden I'm going to join firefighting at 48?
It was after 9/11. Okay. I wanted to help. I wanted to do something for my community.
Wow.
And I thought, that's the right thing to do. Because I saw what those guys did. A lot of those guys gave their lives, right?
Yeah.
So
that's,
I thought,
that's pretty special.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. And then I got involved. I became I got involved in the Fire Fit Challenge, which is
right.
That's my Sheridan College inductee.
Right. Yeah, I missed that when I was
so I got that was just a recent Remembrance Day. So,
okay. Nice.
So anyways, I got involved. I became the president of the association. We got involved in doing a lot of celebrity fundraising. We do it at Boston Pizza. We raised over $18,000 in like 4 years. And this money is still in an endowment fund right now that's given to needy people when they're in trouble.
Wow.
And that was a big part of that. And then I got into the Fire Fit Challenge. I decided I wanted to do that at the age of 53 years old.
Yeah. A TSN Fire Fit Challenge, for those who don't know, if it was for the over 50 category. You're 53 and you go down there and you damn near dusted everybody, didn't you?
Yeah, I got to I did it well enough that I was given the opportunity to go to the Canadian finals, but unfortunately the fire department didn't have the money to send me, so I didn't go, unfortunately, which I would have liked to, but I got invited to the Canadian finals because my score was so good. So
yeah. Oh, it's cool that you got to.
What was great.
It was pretty challenging. Yeah, I remember seeing those on TV. They were a pretty big deal for a while.
Well, what you have to do is you have to wear your full gear, your tank, and everything. You have to carry a 45-pound pack on your shoulders up 5 flights of stairs. You got to throw it in a box, and then you got to pull another one up, 45-pounder, and throw it in the box. And you got to run back down the stairs. You got to pick up a 9-pound sledgehammer and hammer it through a Kaiser. And then you got to run through a 150-foot obstacle course. And then you got to pick up a 2-inch hose and drag it 150 feet, load it with water, hit a target, knock it down. And then you got to pick up a 175-pound dead dummy and drag it backwards 150 feet.
Wow.
They did that in 1 minute and 28 seconds.
Jesus. Nothing wrong with your memory, eh, Johnny?
Well, not yet.
You run that off like it was nothing. That's impressive.
Yeah, that were the good old days. Yeah, young and free. Right?
That's awesome. So you get into firefighting. Do you remember your very first call as a firefighter? When
Yeah,
that
actually,
first
yeah,
call went out?
it was an actual fire, and
It was, eh? Wowee.
I got to the scene just as the truck was coming around the corner. They dropped the hose line. I hooked it up to the hydrant. It was about -20 below, and then all I heard was, "Johnny, get over here. You got to go in."
Oh, wow.
So I ran in with a full-time guy, and we tacked the fire. And there's 2 other. We thought there was somebody in there. Supposedly, a woman had set fire to the house and tried to kill her son. She had mental problems. Lucky the boy wasn't in there. But we knocked it down pretty quick, and then we did a search to see if we could find him, but he wasn't in the house, so that was a good thing. So that was my first fire.
Wow, nothing like jumping right into it
Right
with
in.
both feet, eh? Were you scared shitless running
No.
into that house for your first time? No, you're trained and ready for it, right?
You know what?
The adrenaline must have been something, though.
I'll tell you what's really interesting. Before I got on the fire department, I was scared of heights.
Really?
As soon as I got on the fire department, it went away, and now it's come back.
Is that right?
That's true.
Is there something that you can piece together why?
I think is you have to do it. You got no choice, right? You've got to get over that, right? Yeah.
Wow.
And we've been up on roofs and a couple of times in bad situations. You know, one time me and the lieutenant were on a roof. We're going to cut a hole in it, and then we started slipping off. And I had an axe, and he had the chainsaw, so he put the chainsaw into the roof, and I put the axe into the roof to hang on until they can get the ladder around to get us off, or else we're going down. We're going to drop about 4 stories.
Wow.
That was the first time I was ever scared.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there any other close calls you had where got your attention and stuff?
Not really.
No.
No.
So you got pretty lucky. That's
We
good.
got lucky. Yeah.
That's good.
Well,
yeah,
the guys are well trained. Everybody's trained, right?
for sure.
Yeah.
And it's a constant. You're constantly training, year after year and learning new things and new equipment
trained
must come out.
Yeah, we trained every 2 weeks for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's in training.
Wow.
You take courses and stuff like that. You have to, right? You have to be sharp because
Yeah.
you never know when you're going to get in a dangerous situation, right?
How long did you end up being a firefighter for in
11
total?
years. 11
years. And you were the president of the association as well. How many years did you serve before you got on as president?
I served about 7 years, and I was president my last 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So being the president, does that come with give you some extra clout and they don't make fun of you as much, or they still rib you just the same?
Oh, you get ribbed all the time. That's because your president doesn't mean nothing.
It's a pretty good brotherhood. It's a family, right? When you're working with those guys.
You know what's really
Girls as
interesting?
well.
No matter where you go, I always carry my badge with me. And when I show my badge, I met several firefighters down in Boston when I was down there a few years back, and they just treat you like a brother, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they took me. I was down in New York City to see a Rangers game with Big Mo Tisdale. You know, Big Mo.
Yeah.
It was his 60th birthday, so we went down and we got his name on the big jumbotron. Happy birthday,
no way.
Big Mo. Yeah, it was cool. So I went to one of the fire halls down there, and they had lost 4 guys in 9/11, and they gave me a tour, and they treated me like gold. They were so classy. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome stuff. Yeah.
So you started. I got to go back for a minute because I'm fascinated by starting at 48 years old. Do you just wake up one day? I mean, we sort of got sidetracked. I mean, what just you had a wife at the time, obviously. I know you have some kids as well, but did they think you were crazy? They're like, come on, Dad, what?
Yeah, they wonder for a bit. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But they, I don't know. I just woke up and I'd been thinking about it, and I just said, I got to do it.
Yeah.
And I phoned, and they said they were hiring. So I went down and wrote the exam and did the physical, and everything was good.
48 years old. So,
yeah.
Did you feel added pressure being that old and competing with all these younger dudes and stuff, or you just walked in there and sort of owned it as Johnny Falcon would?
No, because I was in good shape. I've always stayed in good shape. I still go to the gym 3 days a week and play hockey 3 days a week.
Yeah.
You know, I was very well fit for my age, right?
That's awesome.
So it didn't bother me. No.
Yeah. Any you must over 11 years, some amazing calls, scary calls, something that sticks out you want to share with us, a couple of crazy ones?
There were some crazy ones. There was a small old age home, retirement home that there was a severe fire there, and unfortunately at that time we lost 5 people.
Wow.
We could have lost 25, but we lost 5. that was pretty scary. It was pretty bad, right?
Does that stick with you for a while, or is it something you're able to sort of release? And
You can release it. You just can't
Yeah.
think about it so much, right?
Sure.
I mean, there's a lot of firefighters that PTSD. It's unfortunate, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I seen some bad stuff. I didn't see as much as other guys did full time, but I seen a lot of bad stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
plays with you sometimes. And we got a deputy chief in Aurelia now. He's even asked me if do I know of any of the volunteers or myself? Do I have any issues? And I said, no, I haven't heard. Plus, I said, I'm okay. As far as I know, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I saw a lot worse stuff in the prison, to be honest with you.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
A lot of bad stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. Both guards and inmates.
Really?
Oh yeah.
A lot of shady stuff going on back then?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of shady stuff. I could write a book. I could write a book.
Yeah. Well, if you got a story you'd love to share, I'd love to hear a crazy story from back then.
There's I'll tell you a real stupid story. Not stupid, stupid on my part. Of course, you're young, you're 24, 25, you're out partying at night. So you come to work in the morning, you're a little hungover, right? Feeling a little rough. So you and your partner take over the corridor, you flip a coin, who's going to go in and open up the gate, the cells for the inmates, right?
Yeah.
So I lose that morning, and I'm sort of groggy. And of course, when you go to open the door, you put the key in, you make sure you have your foot against the door in case the inmate comes charging out, right? So what he does, I open the door, but I didn't put my foot down. The guy flies out and knocks me out cold.
No way.
I got knocked out cold, and I woke up about 30 seconds later, and they're dragging the guy out of the corner and kicking the living daylights out of him.
I bet.
And I'm just like this, and I'll tell you, I never did that again. It was stupid on my part.
Yeah, right? Nothing like going in hungover and getting knocked out cold.
Oh yeah, I got knocked out cold, but I got 3 months off, so that was good.
Did you really? Wow, yeah. Good for
but
you.
We cut down a few guys hanging themselves. A couple guys died hanging themselves, right?
Yeah.
A lot of fights, stuff like that. It was pretty nasty in there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Pretty nasty. Some of the guards were just as bad as the inmates,
Sad,
A lot of drugs being brought in, by some guards too.
I was just gonna ask through guards and the shadies. Yeah, it's like right out of the movies and stuff, and the TV shows you see.
Yeah, exactly. Just right out of the movies. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's some wild stuff. Some stuff I can't talk about.
Sure.
I probably would cause a lot of problems if I did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd like to say, but there was a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's been a pleasure having you on. Danielle says Mr. Falcon should write a book. He has great stories, and I mean, I've heard a bunch of them sitting with you at the bars. I used to frequent the old Montana's there, and even known to pop in for a pint here and there. And it's always been a pleasure listening to your stories, and I've always had respect for you, and I love listening to you rib on the guys about how good you are at hockey, and they're not so good.
Thanks, Gregor. I appreciate it, but I really enjoyed this very much.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Listen, keep kicking ass out there on the ice, and thanks again for doing this. It was a pleasure.
You got her, buddy.
Stay well. Take care. Yeah, cheers. You as well. Johnny Falcon, everybody. There we go. A first firefighter. Many more to come. Trust me, girls. All right. Listen, that was great. The guy's awesome. I love the dude. Full head of hair, fit as a fiddle, still playing hockey 3 times a week at 70 years old. And he's a big deal in the old Aurelia community. And it was a pleasure to have him on for sure. All right. I've got a couple more videos to show you, some pictures. Why don't we do the pictures first? Kel B says 1-0 Oilers. Leafs were winning 3-0 last I saw against Winnipeg. So I'm down for that. I had some pretty funny pictures. I got a kick out of this picture. Can somebody explain to me what the problem is here? Like, are we as human beings that goddamn lazy now? No, there's one dude at the very top in the red. Maybe you could see him that took the stairs. The rest of those people are so goddamn lazy that they'd rather wait in that line. I just don't get it. It's a sad world. I can't remember if I showed this last show or not. I know Glassy usually puts them up and I just sort of ramble on, but it's pretty funny how 2021, 2022, 2023, if you cancel out the zeros, 666. I'm just putting it out there, folks. If you wish for bad, you're going to get bad. If you wish for good things are going to happen. It's manifest positivity. That's what it's all about. What else do we got? I got a couple more beauties here. Oh, I wanted to brag about my friend's buddy for son for a minute. I might have shown this last show too, but ranked number 7, Colby Barlow. He's out of Aurelia. I know Johnny Falcon is probably very familiar with him. Colby Barlow is amazing. He's playing for the Owen Sound Attack right now, lighting it up as the captain in his second year. And he's bumped up from, I think he was ranked 13th or 14th at the beginning of the season, and now he's moved up to 7th. So another shout out to Colby Barlow. That's super awesome. That's my buddy's stepson, and good luck to him in this upcoming draft and the rest of the season. Go Owen Sound. All right, a couple more pictures here that I thought were, folks, if you remember, I got into F1 because of the Netflix series when they put it out. I think it was called Drive to Survive. Anyways, it fully got me into F1. Folks, if they did half a good as job with this golf one they got coming out on the PGA Tour, it's going to be amazing, and I think people are absolutely going to love this. The show is going to be released on February 15th, as you can see right there. And Ian Poulter put it best. He said, "What a year for the PGA or Netflix to come and film the PGA Tour because of all the controversy going on with some of the top players in the world leaving for the Live Golf Series, and it's been quite the old tete-a-tete. PGA players now don't like the Live players, and the Live players don't like the PGA players, and so on. It's a bit of a kerfuffle over there for sure. So that show is going to be pretty awesome. And speaking of Live Golf Series, they just signed a brand new deal with CW, so that's really going to vault them. That's a TV contract that reaches, I believe they said 220 million homes in North America, so not a big deal for them. I think it's going to be a great competition for the PGA. And listen, well, I'm not really on one side or the other. I just want to watch good golf on the weekends, plain and simple, really. That's what it boils down to. All right, I had the opportunity to check these guys out before Christmas, and I haven't had an opportunity to show you this video. VIP acoustic set, one of the most amazing bands, the guitarist to be on the show Tuesday. This is Glorious Sons at Maxwell's in Waterloo. Check it out. I'm hitting go, and it won't go. Maybe I have to take my...
So as we release this dub, we would like for you to reflect back on all the wonderful memories all had with Gail. Good night, Gail. Good night. Good night.
He did.
What happened?
Oh, good God.
Yeah, he did.
He did. I'm dead. You
Funny, not fun. I mean, I had to play it. It's a good laugh. Anyways, that's all I got. I'm flying solo tonight. I'm not used to doing this on my own, as you can tell. So that's pretty much all I got. I'd like to thank Johnny Falcon one more time for taking the time to join us. He had some great stories. Go check out my son Brad Bond's video on YouTube. It's called Easy Money. Don't forget, we're going to have the Seaman Jewelry lady coming up next week on Thursday. She's going to answer every question we have, folks. I mean, listen, there's a lot of questions to be asked when you're making beautiful jewelry that looks that nice, but yet it's made out of man's jism. I can't wait to talk to her. We have so many questions. If you have questions, send them to me, or you can ask live. We'll have her on live next Thursday, so do not miss that. Also, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, next Thursday, Canadian actor Jesse Camacho. Got to go check out the movie Bandits. He's in it. He's a beauty in it. This guy is super funny, very talented. Can't wait to talk to him on Thursday. And then on Tuesday, as mentioned just now, Glorious Sons, Chris Coster. You got to go check out his new video and song called Spaceman. Super awesome guy. It's a super awesome song and video. It's about him getting evicted back in the day when he was young and had no money. And now he's a kick-ass rock star and one of the best Canadian bands in Canada. It's Chris Koster, Glorious Sons. He'll be here Tuesday night. That's pretty much it. That's all. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. It is weird flying solo, but it is what it is. Oh, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the sponsors. We got to do this real quick. Folks, make sure to go and check out Scramble Clothing. That's Scramble Golf. They've got amazing beach wear, surf wear, and golf wear. He takes all of his passion, throws it all into one. It's Scramble Golf. Check them out on Instagram. They're on Facebook. It's Scramble Clothing, Scramble with a K. Check them out, subscribe, and you can be part of the squad like my boy here. All right. Show is also brought to you by Don't Trip, You're Fine. This is my son's clothing company. You can get amazing hoodies like this. You can also get toques. He will tie-dye your hoodie any color you want. Make sure you go check out his website. It's www.don'ttripyourfine.com. You can order anything, toques, hats, hoodies, you name it. He's got it, male, female. Please go check him out and support him. Awesome dude. Love the kid to death. That's it. That's all. It's Bondzee, Trippin With Bondzee, live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. That's it. That's all. Gotta go. Bye.
What was that?
That was very strange.
It was very weird.
Peculiar.
It was kind of amusing.
Yes, it was rather funny.
It was incredibly funny.
I loved it.
Hilarious. Wonderful.